we have already talked about the five Buddhas, the directions, symbolic Buddhas, the five Buddhas, but mostly we talked about them as to how they're represented in the Sarma traditions of art. Sarma means the new schools, meaning the Kadam, Sakya, Kagyu, Jonang, Gelug. But we didn't talk so much about the Nyingma tradition of Tibetan Buddhism and how they represent the five Buddhas in art. So really we have to talk about primarily paintings, because sculpture, all you have is an individual object, and it's very difficult to know the context if all of the other objects from that set are removed. So we generally, when we talk about iconography, we generally talk about painting because it's far more informative. So the Nyingma tradition depicts the five Buddhas in quite a different fashion from the other schools, from the Sarma schools, because they're using different foundational texts. For the Sakya and the Kagyu, Gelug, they're primarily using for Tantra and the five Buddhas, they're using texts such as the Kala Chakra, Chakrasambhara, Hevajra, Guhya Samaja. These are like the main ones. And the deities, the five Buddhas, are represented as deities as part of the practice of the Chakrasambhara, Hevajra, etc. Now, these are not deities common to the Nyingma. The Nyingma have different types of deities from earlier tantras practiced in Tibet. And one of the main ones is the Guhyagarbha Tantra. Now, from the Guhyagarbha, we also get what are called the Bardo Paintings, or Bardo deities, the peaceful and wrathful deities of the between state, between death and rebirth. And of course, that's all based on a meditational practice. For ordinary people, then we don't have any experience of peaceful and wrathful deities in the between state. So we have the Guhyagarbha Tantra, and then the Bardo paintings after that, which became quite popular in the 15th, 16th, 17th century. So for these, what we have is the five Buddhas represented as peaceful deities, looking like bodhisattvas. They're youthful. They have long hair. They have lots of ornaments, crowns, armlets, bracelets, anklets, and they wear heavenly garments of all different colors and types. And then these Buddhas are differentiated by color, and they also embrace a consort. Then we have, for the Guhyagarbha and the Bardo paintings, we have their wrathful forms, called the Five Heruka. And we've dealt with Heruka a little bit in the past. So in painting, what you'll often find is a single composition with both the peaceful and wrathful deities placed together. There's 42 peaceful, 58 wrathful deities, and they can be placed together in a single composition. Or you can have two paintings where one painting is depicting the peaceful deities and a separate composition depicting the wrathful deities. And it sometimes can be very difficult to distinguish what is a Guhyagarbha and what is a later transmission lineage, with variations between the transmission lineages of the Bardo deities. But they're all based on essentially the same idea. So we have quite a number of this type of painting for the Nyingma, and then occasionally you can have the five Buddhas, symbolic Buddhas in peaceful appearance, and the five Heruka divided between five paintings. So you have the peaceful Buddha appearing with consort, and then below that you have the wrathful form with consort, with the corresponding colors, and so you have a set of five paintings. This we also find. So this really is how we understand visually the five Buddhas of the Nyingma in art.